Hello and welcome to Historic's summer sale here at Windsor View Lakes in beautiful Lethe, Berkshire, under the eyes of the castle, of course. Now, Tom, what have we got here today that we can have a look round?
Well, Matthew, I'm glad you asked. We've got 180 odd lots through from Metro Turbo over my shoulder there to a 722 SLR. Matthew and I are going to take you through our top picks and our favourite cars here. Of course, all the cars are available on the online catalogue, so don't just take our word for it because there's plenty more. Shall we go and have a look around?
Yes, I'll meet you at the deck chairs later.
Absolutely, let's go. Kicking things off then in a big way is lot 209. It is a TDF Blue Ferrari 360 manual. I am a sucker for TDF Blue. I've actually got a Ferrari in TDF Blue, so I absolutely adore this, and it's even got the tan interior as well. It's got that metal gated click-clack gearbox, absolutely iconic, and a very, very rare example of the 360. 28,000 miles, and the estimate is around 55 to 65,000 pounds. I think these are going to be a good bet in the future. They're Pininfarina, a naturally aspirated V8 engine in the back. I just think it's wonderful. So that is lot number 209. I've got a little bit excited there. Let's see what else we've got. And another car very close to my heart is this, lot number 185. It is a 996 911 from the first year of production. Now, it doesn't look like any old 996 because it has got a very rare factory fitted aero kit, which we'll see in a second. But the mileage on this car, 35,000, just 35,000 miles. It is manual. And as I touched on before, it has got a factory fitted aero kit on it. It's a Carrera 2, so it's rear wheel drive. It's the purest variant of 996 911 you can get. And as a first year of production example, I think this is pretty much a unicorn. The estimate on this car is 14 to 18,000 pounds, which is absolutely brilliant money for sensational 911 ownership. Someone please bid up on this one, or I'll be tempted to do it. Now here we have something very special indeed. It's a 1973 911 Targa. It is UK supplied, right-hand drive, and fully restored by my good friends at Rint Vehicle Design. I've had a car fully restored by them, and this matches up to the expectations and the standards I would expect from the guys there. That is lot number 234. It is absolutely stunning. Make sure you come and have a look if you can. Now, as a former Land Rover Defender owner, there's no chance I would have been missing the opportunity to show you this. This is lot number 133. All the lots are in the windscreen, you've probably clocked that by now. This is a 1995 Land Rover Defender that has been completely stripped and rebuilt. The engine's been stripped out and rebuilt, the 3-litre TDI engine, so it's completely brand new, and it's even got a new chassis. All the paint is new, the interior is new. It is literally absolutely spankers. You get the idea. Come and have a look at this in here. Absolutely nuts. So nice. Heritage green over tan. Absolutely nothing to argue with there. That is lot number 133. What a belter. The estimate is around 50,000 pounds. Now, anyone that's ever seen layer cake will have undoubtedly fallen in love with this, the Audi RS6. It's a 2004 car. It's 51,000 miles on the clock, and it shares that V8 from later generations. It's got those amazing Recaro seats in sort of a cream tan color inside, and it's absolutely stunning. It's only estimated to go for less than 20,000 pounds, and there is really not much more performance you can buy for this money. 0 to 62 miles an hour is 4.6 seconds. 4.6 in something you can fit a wardrobe in the back of. Nuts. Let's see what else we've got. Sticking with the film references then, this is a 2002 Aston Martin Vanquish, as seen in James Bond Die Another Day. It is one of my favourite modern Aston Martins. It's got a whacking big, naturally aspirated V12 up front, latterly replaced with the twin turbo unit in the DBS that featured, I think, in Casino Royale. But this for me is absolutely stunning and one of the golden eras of Aston Martin for me. It's got 4 seats, so you can pass it off as being practical. It's only covered 40-odd thousand miles. The estimate is around 45,000 pounds, and it's got a massive history file. What more could you want? And on that note, I think it's time to hand over to Matthew. What have you got?
Thank you, Tom. Right, I'm going to start the piece here with these two showstoppers here on the disco floor. This is lot 223. It's a McLaren SLR, and we've had these before, but this is the very special 722 edition, one of only 150 worldwide. The reason it's called 722? Well, it's a tribute to Stirling Moss and his 1955 Mille Miglia win. It's absolutely stunning in silver, but perhaps I should have a little look inside. Okay, so this particular example has just 7,500 kilometers on the clock, so it's almost as new. Interior is beautiful. The exterior in this lovely gunmetal grey actually looks better than it does in the photos. The car itself is estimated 580 to 625, but for what is an incredibly collectible piece of automotive history. Now, I absolutely love the doors, as most people do, but what made the 722 so special was not just its looks, it had power upgrades and also different aero to make it that much more sharp. The original was 617 brake horsepower, the 722 650 brake horsepower. That makes it incredibly collectible example of an incredibly collectible car. I can't help but think that this is the kind of car that if you purchase in the next 10 years, it must hold, if not appreciate in value. Stunning. Next to the SLR is this fabulous Ford GT, 2005, lot 208. Now, talking of doors, these have this fantastic cutaway, which means if you're over 6'4", you might struggle, but for me, I'm absolutely fine. Now, the estimate on this one is 250, 280,000 pounds, but interestingly, very interestingly, this was the first Ford GT imported into the country when they were released back in 2005. Now, this particular example has just 6,500 miles from new and is still with the owner that bought it in from the United States. It hasn't got those race stripes, which actually I quite like. Of course, you could add them. Regularly serviced, this is an iconic car from Ford. It's got a manual gearbox, it's got that raucous engine, stunning to look at, stunning to drive. Again, probably very collectible and one to tuck away, but I'd like to have fun driving it personally. Right, those of you know me really well know that I love an Alfa Romeo, and this has always been a bit of a guilty pleasure. I actually love the little 147, but the 156 is the ultra cool sports saloon with that beautiful V6 engine in it. This particular car is in, well, a time warp condition really. It's only had 15,000 miles on the clock. Its estimate is 20 to 30, which is a lot for a 156, but find me another one like this. So, manual gearbox, sports racing seats, and those Alfa Romeos always had the best dash. Compare that to the 3 Series of the time, space in the back, and these beautifully hidden rear door handles. It's an absolutely stunning car in stunning condition, and I'm a real fan. Lot 140 is another guilty pleasure, but I'm not alone. The Renault Clio Williams. Everyone hunkers after these. They were great in their time and they're still great now. This particular example's done a little over 100,000 miles, which is not a lot given its age. It's in the right colour, of course. It's a Clio Williams 2, so the slightly later car. Now, the estimate on this is, I think, 14 to 17, which doesn't seem a great deal of money. It's still got that original French charm and those very odd velour seats and Williams mats. Genuinely speaking, values for these have been rocketing recently. Hot hatches have been great news, like the 205s, but the Renault Clio Williams always had that little bit of mystique because it was part Formula One badged. For me, it's all about the 2-litre engine. It was one of the first cars to put a big engine into a small hatch car. They were of course built for homologation, but they were so popular, they sold about twice as many as they needed to. Now, it's a car I'd love to own. It's a car that I hunkered after as a child, could never insure of course, but again, I think cars that, it doesn't matter what you pay on it, we're all going to want one of these for many years to come. Lot 163, and talking of hot hatches, this is the granddaddy of hot hatches, the Mark I Golf GTI, and this one is stunning. Multiple concourse winning, show winning. It's been restored to such an incredible standard. It's even got the number plate etchings in the windscreen. In fact, the client even took this to an MOT station prior to consignment to the auction and said, please find any fault, and whatever you find, I will fix. It's an incredible dedication to what is one of the most iconic cars ever seen on British roads. I would love to buy this, and if you can get down here to Windsor View Lakes anytime this week, it is well worth the look. It's an incredible piece of motoring history. Lot 172 is offered at no reserve, but could become the most popular car at auction. The reason is that our client believes that this may well have been owned by Queen Elizabeth herself. It was originally supplied to Mayfair, but spent a fair bit of time being serviced in Aberdeen near Balmoral. It has a few telltale signs. There are some little areas here which would be where the Queen would put her Labrador mascot. There is also unusual grab handles which the Queen specified so that you could get into the back of cars. And, very unusually, as the special orders team at Jaguar Land Rover tell us, dual controls for the rear windows so that she could open the other window and not get buffeted by the wind. As I said, it was a special vehicles order car. We have proof of that, and it came with the original light bar with blue lights at the front, which of course has been removed. The circumstantial evidence is really piled up to make us believe the story, but we're still hunkering after that one photo with her in it with the number plate. The car itself is in lovely condition, in Balmoral green I suppose, with that lovely tan interior leather, done about 100,000 miles and just been serviced by Land Rover themselves. If indeed this is one of the Queen's cars, this could be one of the best cars for provenance moving forward. Not only could it be the Queen's, it is also a Land Rover of course, and spent time up at the Balmoral estate. Let's hope that someone comes forward with these photos, and if they do of course, we could be seeing stratospheric values for what is offered without reserve. Tom, there you are, relaxing on the deck chairs I see.
There we go.
Oh,
got you a drink.
Thank you very much.
Good work.
Right, so if you've enjoyed all of that, remember there are another 180 lots here this week. Our viewing days are Wednesday, Thursday and Friday from 9 till 5 o'clock, with the auction itself on Saturday. If you haven't registered yet, please feel free to pre-authorise your registration online, and we hope to see you all here this week or on Saturday of course.
Absolutely, and as always, make sure you're following us across all social media, whether that's YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, or Instagram. Instagram's a good one because you get a little teaser of what's coming up ahead of the next auction before it goes official, shall we say, in the catalogue. I think that's it. We've covered everything.
I think so.
It's time to relax.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.